Manually adding a user and iPhone 4 device. In this example, we are only adding one single user. The MDM server, however, has other facilities that allows us to import prepared CSV files or sync through LDAP, allowing from a few hundred to many thousands of users and devices to be created within an instant. To manually add a user, we first need to add the user details. Navigate to Organization, Users and Devices, then Add User. The new user data template is revealed. Complete the new user details. Prior to adding a new user to the MDM server, the administrator will ensure that the following details: first name, last name, and either an email address or user ID are available. The items marked with the red asterisks are mandatory fields that are required when adding a new user and must be completed. An email address or user ID is used by the MDM server as the unique identifier for any user. We will also add the new user to the German hierarchy and kitchen terminal group. Once saved, the new user details are displayed. If we examine groups, we can see that the user has been allocated to the Germany North Kitchen group. Select the user, then select Add Device. The new device data template will be revealed. It is important at this stage that if the user's device is an Android device, then we must select Android. The same is true for all device platforms. Failure to identify the device to the MDM server will cause difficulties, such as a failure to enroll the device. Once we have selected the device platform, then different options will become available. For example, if we select the device as Android, then we see Android specific features such as Samsung Knox, which is not available with the other devices. Please note, features will only become available when their functionality is defined within the MDM server. For example, Android Work Profiles is reliant upon the Google Enterprise configuration. In this example, we will be enrolling an iOS device, an iPhone 4, so we need to select iOS. Once iOS is selected, then we only need to specify a device name. Let's use iPhone 4. Now that the device has a platform and a device name, we could proceed with either email or QR code enrolment. But why is the Enroll via SMS option unavailable? To enable the Enroll via SMS option, we need to insert a valid and unique telephone number into the MDM server. Once the MSISDN number is inserted, the Enroll via SMS becomes active and available. If we save without enrolling at this stage, then all the current device information is saved into the MDM server and we may continue our enrolment at another time. If we quickly look at the information available for the newly defined iOS device, we see the following. Within the device inventory tab, there is little information. The same is true with the setup date, time and location, and hardware details. This is correct because the MDM server has, at this stage, never contacted or connected with the device. We have few details in the Details tab, we have no available actions in the Actions tab, and very little information in the rest of the Device Details tabs. When we select Enroll via SMS, then an encrypted SMS message will be sent to the device. The user, on receipt of the SMS text message, must open and select the hyperlink contained within the message. The hyperlink will commence the Apple MDM profile installation, which when completed allows the MDM server to communicate directly with the device using Apple's APNS, the Apple Push Notification Service. Here is the user experience. As you can see, the user receives and opens the SMS message, selects the hyperlink, the Apple MDM enrollment commences. The user is asked, select install. The user is then challenged for their iOS device passcode, which confirms it is their device, and asked to confirm installation again by selecting the Install button. Security keys are generated. Application identity and application provider approved. The user is once again reminded of the implications. Asked to confirm that they trust the remote management source, allowing the generation of more keys and security certificates, resulting in the Apple MDM profile being installed onto the device. The process complete, we can now manage the mobile device. Looking back at the device information, we can see immediately that the device MDM status in setup data has changed from activation pending to activated. From the history tab within device data, we can see, for example, the OS version, the exact model of the device and the active sync ID. Within time and location data, we can see the registration date, the date that the device was first registered with the MDM server, the last and next time that a device inventory has been completed and will be scheduled. From the Device Details tab, we can see the enrolment URL, MDM ID and ownership details. Within the Actions tab, please note, the Actions tab is platform specific and each platform allows specific actions to the devices. What may be possible on one device, for example, activate Samsung Knox, will never be available with an iOS device. We are able to select from actions, apply device configuration, install applications, install certificates and much more. MDM client actions allow platform specific actions to be performed whether through the IKARUS MDM client or through the Apple MDM profile. MDM server actions allows the administrator, for example, to assign this device within this tenancy to another user within this tenancy, or to move it to the device pool. The global administrator, however, may assign a device from a user in one tenancy to a user in a different tenancy. OS-specific actions allows actions that are supported by the specific platform to be actioned. For example, turn on the device capability to act as a Wi-Fi's hotspot. The History tab allows us to investigate the device's history through timestamps, error messages and completion codes of all MDM actions and events. What MDM actions were performed when the device connected to the MDM server by checking the connection log timestamps, even to the strength of the battery, which is reported from registration. From the Installations tab, we can see what applications are installed and also what certificates are installed. With iOS devices, we can see what media has been installed onto the device. That's PDF and EPUB files. Which security and identity certificates are resident on the device, and again, with iOS, what profiles have been added. The SIM card tab allows us to note the forever lost PIN, PIN2, PIN UK, PIN UK2 and ICC codes. As you can see from this manual example, all information is readily and easily available and only a few clicks away. In the real world, however, I would be using the powerful reporting functionality of the MDM server to amass all this information for me. Questions?